Hey, how's it going? My name is Daniel Calderon and welcome back to Corner Talks. This is volume 3 of my artworks. Over the course of the pandemic, I have gotten a new hobby. I've decided to draw and express my love for these characters that I grew up on. Childhood characters that I find very nostalgic from anime series, comic books. I'm very proud of these drawings and I'm very proud to share them with you. I hope upon seeing these drawings, it'll inspire you to discover a new hobby that you might not even have thought of, like I did with drawing, or you might even take up drawing altogether. Who knows, but keep going if you're creative, keep at it, and never lose that spark of inspiration. Without further ado, here are my next 3 sketches from my sketchbook. If you've been following my content so far, you've noticed that I represent Pokemon a lot. I'm always speaking about it, and it's because it's in the top 3 shows as a child growing up. That was Pokemon, Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, Pokemon for me, going right back to the video games, it reminds me when I was 6 years old, and it brings me back to a place where things were a little bit more simple, things were a little bit more innocent. Yet every time I play Pokemon, I'm just reminded of that era. And what better way to express my passion for Pokemon than draw the mascot of the series, and that is the electric mouse, Pikachu. Pikachu is seen usually in a very cuddly, very warm, soft image, but Pikachu, when I was growing up, was seen as a rebel, a badass. And from the moment he first interacted with the main character, Ash, he always gave him problems. Now, Pikachu, I wanted to draw him in that kind of aggressive, kind of demeaning tone that he had. His rebellious nature kind of comes out. And as you can see here, he is ready for battle. He is ready to attack, and his head is lowered, he got his arms raised, and he's about to go Pika and then Chew, right? In the series, that's what they do. They repeat their names whenever they're performing an attack. So we have here the thunderbolts coming out of the cheeks, and I wanted to distinguish them from the drawing, so I outlined it in black with a white space in between the bolts. And again, the ferocity in the eyes, right? Like I wanted to show his eyes turning white from the glow of the electricity, but also that drive to eliminate his opponent. You'll notice in all of my drawings that I want to capture them in action. I want to just capture them in the moment. And a lot of them are very zoomed in shots. This one's more of a distance shot, but nevertheless, it captures the energy and what the Pokemon is expressing. The next character that I drew, which happens to be also from the Pokemon series, is a character by the name of Pokemon Trainer Red. As seen here, this is not Ash Ketchum from the original Pokemon series. Yes, I made that mistake multiple times as a kid. I'm sure many kids too probably thought that they were the same, or maybe it's just me. And they look very similar because Ash Ketchum was actually inspired by this character. So for those that played the Pokemon video games, this is the character you play as. That's the original games, Red and Blue, and he's the protagonist of the series. You don't play as Ash Ketchum, really. With this character, again, like with Pikachu before that and my other drawings, I wanted to take a snapshot of who the character was. Now, this character is a force to be reckoned with. Anyone that played the video games, a lot of those boys out there, they know that he becomes the Pokemon master by the end of his journey. I wanted to show, in his eyes here that he's ready. He's ready to become the best, and he's holding this Pokeball, about to you don't know what's in that Pokeball. It could be a Charizard for all we know, or a legendary Pokemon, and he's about to throw it at his opponent and do battle. Again, the angle, this is like the classic way to depict a Pokemon trainer. You got the hat on with the shadow over his eyes, and you got the Pokeball, like I said, ready for action, ready to be thrown. Pokemon Trainer Red, he's very unique in how he's presented. He doesn't say much in the games because I guess for the limited capabilities of the time in having character dialogue. But I believe there was much more to him, and I guess his mystery makes him more fascinating, at least to me. In the following series, when you play the sequel to the video games, Pokemon Gold and Silver, you actually encounter him because you play a different character, and you face him with the Pokemon that you've used from the previous Pokemon games, and you have to defeat him. He's just a badass in my opinion. I really like this character, and I was trying my best here to showcase that in the sketch, that this is a character, who's seen a lot, he's been through a long journey, and he became the very best. like no one ever was. My next drawing, I decided to take a break from Pokemon and return back to the Yu-Gi-Oh series. Again, it is in my top 3. And here we have the Red Eyes Black Dragon, another popular, very famous, iconic card from the game after the Dark Magician and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Red Eyes Black Dragon was very difficult to draw, only because it required a lot of shading and a lot of detail, especially in the hand area here, and the face was probably the hardest and the most time I spent. But this one, yeah, was a piece of work. This one required about a day or two. Usually I finish them in about a day, 5-6 hours, right when I go straight. But this one required a bit of time. And, you know, I still enjoyed it, still had fun doing it, but the shading did require a lot of detail and a lot of effort. Red Eyes Black Dragon is the go-to card for Joey. Joey, to give you some context, is the best friend of the main character of the show, Yu-Gi-Oh! And his whole job is to motivate Yugi and, you know, show the lighter side. He's the comic relief of the series. And, you know, he is always second behind Yugi. That's just how these cartoon shows work. He never really advanced past him, but he did advance in his own right. And he became a really good duelist on his own. Joey actually acquired this card when he won a duel with a character of the name of Rex Raptor. And it was basically a gamble. He put him on the table and said, if you beat me, I won't only give you this, but I'll give you this card. And Red Eyes Black Dragon became a trophy and basically became part of his deck, and it enhanced his deck. It enhanced his way of playing, and he was able to beat further opponents. So with regards to this character, and the reason why I drew him is obviously by the ferocity of the character and, you know, how he's depicted, and he's just a badass character. It was very popular as a kid growing up. Everybody wanted this card when we first saw it on the show, but also because it meant a lot to Joey, who I thought was a really fun character, and it was a symbol of his first big duel, his first big win in the series, and all the potential he had going forward. Thank you again for joining me on another Corner Talks. I really hope my discussion about my artworks has helped you become inspired and seeing the potential if you discover a new hobby, what it may lead you to. If you agree or disagree to what I had to say about these characters or the drawings themselves, please leave your comments down below. I always love to see your thoughts. Also, if you enjoyed this, please be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take care, and I'll see you soon.